Welcome to Product Hunting. The bottom line, on a crop frame camera, a 70 to 300mm zoom, Canon, Nikon, Sony, will get you pretty good coverage from 15 yards to 56 yards away, the sweet spot for outdoor sports. If you're shooting a full frame camera, the Canon 100 to 400mm gives similar coverage. Despite all the advancements in cameras and digital magnification, optical zoom is better. Imagine you are taking a photo using a 12x optical zoom lens with a 10MP camera. At 30mm focal length, your image is 10MP. If you then zoom into 100mm, your image will still be 10MP, best described as an entry-level kit, and will certainly suit those who are after something a bit lower budget. The setup includes an 8x zoom telephoto lens with manual focus ring, which is a great option for lunar astrophotography, as well as a wide-angle lens and a fisheye lens. The kit also comes with a tiny tripod that will help you keep your shot steady and sturdy, a phone bracket and a case for attaching the zoom lens to your phone. It also includes a velvet carrying bag for keeping your lenses protected during if you want to get a little more serious with your lunar astrophotography without increasing the size of your rig. Digiscoping might be worth a try. This monocular can be used with a smartphone telescope eyepiece adapter to produce a fantastic zoom lens setup for astrophotography. On iPhones and Androids, and offers wireless connectivity as well as built-in Wi-Fi. It also includes image stabilization and 10x optical zoom. Packed with Zeiss optics, the DSC-QX10 can also be fixed to your phone via a cable and boasts a 18.2 megapixel XMR or CMOS sensor. Considering the hefty price tag that comes with the DSC-QX10, this is one option for those who are serious about their smartphone photography. Lens Kit is a clip-on lens for iPhone and Android devices that can capture macro and wide-angle images. It's fitted with soft rubber pads to help avoid scratching your smartphone during use, and also features a quick-release lanyard that could come in handy if you need to quickly take advantage of a sudden break in the clouds. And adjustable focusing that can be performed by rotating the focus. It also boasts a Schmidt prism and multi-element coated glass lenses. What's more, beyond its performance as a zoom lens for smartphones, it can also be used as a monocular telescope. Continuous optical zoom lens. Sure, plenty of smartphone cameras allow you to pinch and zoom, but that's digital rather than optical zoom. At least right now, optical zoom generally produces better results than digital since it actually uses moving lenses to magnify your subject. Digital zoom is usually just cropping in on a wider image and relying on AI to try and recreate detail it wasn't able to capture, more like an educated guess than the ground truth. You might also have a telephoto lens on your smartphone, like the 3x lens, or 77mm equivalent, to use the film era terms familiar to photographers, on the iPhone 13 Pro or the 10x, 230mm equivalent, on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. They aren't zoom lenses either, meaning they're fixed and don't allow you to move between focal lengths. The Xperia 1 IV's telephoto lens is different because it does allow you to set the focal length at 85mm, 125mm, and anywhere in between. Smartphone makers stick with fixed lenses because they're smaller and less expensive. Shrinking the moving parts of a zoom lens down to smartphone size is a technical challenge few OEMs are up for, apparently. Oppo showed off a continuous optical zoom concept last year, but hasn't yet brought it to market. To be fair, the Xperia 1 IV exists only in prototype form now and won't ship to consumers until September, so Oppo could still beat Sony to the punch. But until then, the Xperia 1 IV offers our only real, tangible proof of a true smartphone-sized zoom. For starters, it's a very small zoom range, just 3.5 to 5.2x relative to the standard 24mm wide angle. Sony says it chose those focal lengths because they're traditionally used for portraits, and, individually, they're useful for that purpose. I'm just not sure how valuable the space between them is. Before we get too far into the zoom lens, here's a quick rundown on all three rear cameras on the Sony Xperia 1.4. All three rear camera sensors support 120 frames per second high-speed readout, so Sony's face and eye detection runs seamlessly on each one. Seriously, it's almost creepy how good it is at finding your subject's eye and sticking with it, and it works nearly flawlessly on all of the rear cameras. There's also a 12-megapixel front-facing sensor that now supports 4K HDR video. T occasionally gets into trouble in mixed or dim indoor lighting, unsurprising given its smaller sensor and dimmer aperture compared to the main wide camera. There are also some white balance misses or an HDR effect that turns the white ice in a fresh fish display gray. Some of my shots with the zoom lens look a little overexposed and are softer than they should be. Sony's nod acknowledges a problem specific to the prototype unit with the autofocus at 5.1x zoom, which I can see clearly in my device, but these exposure and quality issues are seen at other focal lengths.
If we are, please subscribe and like your channel and press the bell icon.